Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
And tonight, a warning for parents how a potentially tragic scene was avoided today.
And controversy within the Texas VFW. Tonight, KSAT investigates the concerns raised by a San Antonio Post commander that may have cost him his position.
Plus, encouraging and helping new mothers and fathers. It's the goal behind one local hospital's program. We'll tell you about it. But first,
we begin tonight with a warning for parents in the Northeast ISD. A student at Eisenhower Middle School says that she was tricked into getting into a stranger's car.
The principal's letter to parents says the incident happened earlier today. The Night Team's Lee Waldman joins us live from the north side. Lee, how does the student say this happened?
Well, according to that letter, the student says they were simply walking to school this morning when a man in a vehicle approached them and asked them to get inside. They were right here in this spot on Patricia Drive, right near the Churchill High School baseball fields, when that person said he knew their family and she got inside that vehicle. Now, to be clear, that student is safe tonight. She says when she was in that vehicle, she told school officials the man asked for a sexual favor. When she refused, he dropped her off at Eisenhower Middle School. According to the principal's letter, there is limited information about the suspect. He's described as a young man, either teens or early 20s, white or Hispanic, driving a white four-door sedan. Tonight, the principal is offering advice to parents on how to keep their kids safe. Never walk alone. Stay with someone when going to and from school. If you're approached by a stranger or a suspicious person, walk away. Tell an adult. Students who have a problem walking home are asked to come back to the school so staff can call their parents or call their guardians and know where to go and who to call for help. Now, according to that principal's letter, they said that they have shared all of this information with NEISD police and also with San Antonio police. Live on the north side, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Lee, thank you. 11 and a half years. That's the prison sentence for the U.S. Marshal who was convicted of manslaughter for a crash that happened more than 3 years ago. We're talking about 40-year-old Jonathan Jones. Last Friday, he was found guilty for a crash that killed 23-year-old Taylor McCowan. Now, Jones has to serve half of that sentence before he's eligible for parole.
Controversy within the Texas VFW. A San Antonio Post commander stripped of his position last year after raising concerns about one of the organization's state leaders. William Smith says the man's felony conviction for intoxication manslaughter should have disqualified him from being a state officer. Instead, as KSAT investigates learned, it's Smith who is now banned.
William Smith is a retired command sergeant major in the U.S. Army who served 3 combat tours as a Green Beret. VFW post 8541 on Austin Highway is his home away from home. At least it was.
If the organization doesn't change, the culture of this organization doesn't change, it's not the nonprofit for me.
For Smith, strife within an organization that claims it fosters camaraderie among veterans of overseas conflicts began in 2021 after he learned that fellow vet Ben Lawrence was in line to become quartermaster of the Texas VFW, essentially its chief financial officer. Lawrence, just months earlier, had pled guilty to intoxication manslaughter for a fatal 2016 crash in Amarillo. Even while accused of killing someone in a drunk driving accident, Lawrence's bio shows he was able to rise through the ranks of the Texas VFW. Smith, a retired San Antonio Police Patrol Sergeant, said Lawrence being installed in the powerful position convinced him to run for quartermaster. He confirms he voiced his concerns to leadership and even tried speaking to Lawrence at an event, encouraging him to step aside until he'd completed a sentence that included 5 years probation and no alcohol during that time period.
I told Ben, I said, you should take your 5 years, be a stellar citizen.
Internal VFW documents paint a different picture, as multiple witnesses said they heard Smith call Lawrence a murderer. Smith emphatically denies the accusation.
Did he kill somebody? Yes. Murder somebody? No.
But the damage was done. In August, Smith learned that he'd been stripped of his post commander position, pending an investigation into whether he had publicly discredited Lawrence and targeted him with harassment. Smith felt he should have prevailed in a subsequent hearing in Leander in November, but didn't. even after Lawrence admitted to drinking while on probation.
Have you had alcoholic drinks since you've been on probation?
I have, but I did. That's between me and my probation officer.
A Potter County adult probation official told KSAT Lawrence has nothing in his file in terms of probation violations, and no motions to revoke his community supervision have been filed in his case. Smith's final punishment? A ban on holding elected or appointed office through June 2025. A gut punch he's having trouble coping with.
And they've taken an organization that I truly believed in and destroyed it. Can't sum it up any more than that.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
So now Smith is appealing his leadership suspension. He's hoping to get it overturned. By the way, KSAT tried to speak with the leadership from the Texas VFW and its national headquarters multiple times, but we never heard back. Lawrence's criminal defense attorney didn't return a call from us either.
A San Antonio woman who authorities say gave a man a deadly dose of fentanyl has pleaded guilty to federal charges. Court documents say 47-year-old Claudia Cardenas gave the man drugs in May of last year. After he ingested it, he collapsed and became unresponsive. Cardenas charged with distribution of a controlled substance resulting in death. She's scheduled to be sentenced on July 13th. Cardenas faces 20 years to life in prison.
Speaking of fentanyl, question here. Have you ever spoken with your kids about it? Belia Mesa, a local judge, along with agents from the Drug Enforcement Administration, brought a group of fifth graders from Huebner Elementary into a courtroom to teach them about the deadly drug. And their hope is that the lesson keeps them alive and also out of trouble. You can watch that story right now over on KSAT.com. Switching gears now, former President Donald Trump is in New York City tonight, a day before his scheduled arraignment on a number of criminal charges. Those charges related to the alleged $130,000 in hush money to adult film star Stormy Daniels right before the 2016 election. A Manhattan grand jury's indictment of Trump last week made him the first U.S. president to ever face criminal charges. Trump's attorney says that tomorrow at his arraignment, he's going to plead not guilty while also acknowledging the historic nature of the indictment.
This is unprecedented. I don't know. I've done a million arraignments in that courthouse with celebrities and whatnot, but this is a whole different thing. We have Secret Service involved.
Now, late tonight, the judge ruled 5 still photographers are going to be allowed to take pictures in the courtroom before the arraignment begins, but no video cameras are going to be allowed in the courtroom. Trump is slated to deliver remarks tomorrow night at Mar-a-Lago.
Now for a look at some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. Today, the spotlight was on a judge in day 5 of the Jimmy Tran capital murder trial. The defense says the court and the judge actually told a court what witness spoke to her on Friday about possibly recognizing a juror. The defense says that's a problem because no attorneys were around when that conversation happened. After consulting with Administrative Judge Sid Harrell, Judge Cristina Escalona told the defense they could file a written recusal motion if they chose to proceed. She also said in the meantime, the trial would continue. Jimmy Tran accused of robbing and killing 22-year-old Andres Salinas in 2019. A starving dog described as skin and bones rescued today from a tree he was chained to in Northeast Bexar County. This man, 36-year-old Cesar de Hoyos, is facing a 3rd-degree felony animal cruelty and torture charge. He told deputies the chained-up dog ran away for a while and recently returned, and he claims they were trying to nurse him back to health. Deputies also found a malnourished puppy at the home and 2 other dogs. Today marks the beginning of the 7th annual Pothole Blitz in the city. Throughout the month of April, pothole patrol crews from Public Works will fix 8,000 potholes. They're hoping to be done by the end of the month. Last year, people made more than 3,000 calls to the city of San Antonio's 311 hotline. City leaders say they want you to call that number if you see some troublesome potholes. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
Warm day today, almost summer-like out there. 92 degrees, the high temperature that's well above our average of 78. The record today, 97. Tomorrow, the record's even lower, and we're going to make a run at it. But today, Del Rio did tie a record, making it up to 99. Austin as well by hitting 90. But check out Cotulla, 102, and Carrizo Springs, 100 earlier today. More of the same tomorrow, then a huge temperature drop, leading to some good rain chances. I like what I see. We'll time it out for you and let you know how much we can get in just a bit, Steve.
All right. Thank you, Adam. Looking ahead, a San Antonio tradition back at San Fernando Cathedral.
Yeah, we're talking about the Passion Play. The event starts with a short prayer service, and then there's a procession from Milan Park to the San Fernando Cathedral. This tradition recreates the path that Jesus walked through Jerusalem while bearing his cross. The rector of San Fernando says that people of all faiths are invited to that event.
The city of San Antonio is really a city of faith. And that is why we have people of all faiths that join us for this procession.
The event starts at 9:30 in the morning at Milan Park, right across from Christus Santa Rosa Children's Hospital. Do you have those eye drops or these eye drops in your medicine cabinet? We're going to show them to you. Why health officials say they are linked to an outbreak of bacterial infections.
Also, being a parent, not exactly the easiest job, right? How team members at a local hospital are helping new moms and dads.
Now to a health alert. The Food and Drug Administration says the maker of a brand of eye drops linked to an outbreak of bacterial infections failed to follow safety protocols. The FDA visited a global pharma healthcare facility in India for an inspection in February. The visit came 2.5 weeks after the company voluntarily recalled the artificial tears product. When the recall was issued, there were already 55 reports of eye infections, permanent loss of vision, and at least one death. The outbreak was a rare and drug-resistant bacteria, which had never before been reported in the U.S.
Diapers, baby supplies, they're really simple gifts, and staff at Mission Trail Baptist Hospital have given them to more than 60 families a year. You see, chaplains seek out the families who are most in need, and they find a way to encourage them. The Night Team's Patty Santos speaks to the woman who is behind that community program.
Staff chaplain at Mission Trail Baptist Hospital, Amel Taylor, witnesses many new parents leaving the hospital with very little waiting at home.
A lot of times, people just need some kind of help, to be encouraged to continue.
After a few phone calls to staff chaplain at Mission Trail Baptist Hospital, Amel Taylor, witnesses many new parents leaving the hospital with very little waiting at home.
A lot of times, people just need some kind of help, to be encouraged to continue.
After a few phone calls to church friends and nonprofits, a new program called the Nest Group. When hospital staff identify a family, volunteers show up.
So we narrowed it down to clothes, diapers, formula, things of that nature, bath goods, bath products, hair products, dining products.
It's simple, but for marginalized families in that part of the community, Taylor says it's a big boost.
People are leaving just feeling like somebody cares, feeling motivated.
About 40 partners are ready to answer the call for help every time. They show up with gift bags full of whatever the new parent needs. Pastor Ronson and Kathy Hall praise the partnership and think more hospitals should do it.
It was an opportunity for us to give back to our community that we serve in. So we were extremely excited.
With the recent announcement that nearby Texas Vista Medical Center will close in May, the group expects to see even more families in need.
So we're praying every time we receive that call for those children.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Great program out there. All right, now we're going to take a look at Metropolitan Methodist Hospital, Brooklyn Avenue in McCullough, where it comes together. Lit up blue for Child Abuse Awareness Month.
Yeah, right now I'm also looking at that. It's 78 degrees out there, and we're just gonna, that temperature is just gonna go up and down. And
get ready for some big changes coming our way. I mean, we have a lot to talk about and a lot to prepare for this week, including to dust off the umbrellas, because we've got some good rain chances. I like what I see headed our way. Record challenging warmth again tomorrow, though, with that summer-like feel in the air, hot and humid. Then a huge temperature drop. I don't use caps lock very often, but when I do, I mean it. And huge. It's going to be a big temperature drop. And rain is on the way. I don't use exclamation points very often either, but I'm excited for this. I like what I see in the pattern. All right, let's get you ready for tomorrow. 70 degrees in the morning, sticky, low gray clouds, and then by the afternoon, we'll make it up to 92 for the high temperature. By the way, the record is 93, so obviously we'll make a run at that record, and we'll let you know tomorrow afternoon if we hit or exceed it. Southeasterly wind at 10 to 20, so a bit breezy at times. But you get to Cotulla, Carrizo Springs right around 100 degrees, actually probably just above 100, Cotulla down to Laredo. Del Rio tomorrow, 98, along with Eagle Pass. Stone Oak, 91, Lavernia, 92, and Castroville at 94. But look at this temperature drop. This is what I mean by huge. 92 tomorrow, 80 for the high on Wednesday. That's because the cold front moves in on Wednesday. And then afternoon high temperatures. The warmest is going to be all day, Thursday and Friday, right near 60 degrees. So keep in mind, that means most of those days will be spent in the 50s. So significant temperature drop from summer-like to fall-like, just like that, very quickly. Into the holiday weekend then, we warm back up, and by Easter, we're at 81 degrees. So we had those high clouds streaming in from the southwest today. Also a lot of haze in the sky. That's a result of a little bit of smoke in the atmosphere from the annual agricultural burning in Mexico and Central America. Anyway, this is what we're watching in the big picture, in the big pattern. This dip in the upper level flow over the western U.S. is going to have some energy with it, bring a cold front across our neck of the woods Wednesday morning. Don't expect much rain or storms with that front. We're talking a 20% chance. So a few isolated showers and storms popping up. But once that front is through and other ingredients come together, especially up above us, then the rain should start developing during the morning on Thursday, overspread south and central Texas, and give us off and on, basically just intermittent showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but we're mainly just looking at the good kind of rain, the soaking rain, and it should become fairly widespread. As for the actual potential, this is just one computer model, but I think it's a good representation of the range that we could see out there, anywhere from an inch to 3 inches in some neighborhoods. So cross your fingers for your area. However, I do think we will have the higher accumulations east of San Antonio and east of I-35. So you look at it in terms of the chances, a 20% chance on Wednesday with that morning cold front. And then by Thursday and Friday, we're up to 70%. Saturday morning, still some scattered activity at 40%. And then looks like we dry out into the Easter holiday on Easter Day. Also, in the transition, it's going to be very windy on Wednesday. You'll notice that north wind pushing in that cooler, less humid air. Mornings in the 50s, afternoons near 60 Thursday and Friday with those much needed showers. By the way, my Fiesta medal is in. It's that time of year. First giveaway coming up on Thursday, and that is a Loteria card, El Casquirón.
And it spins.
It does. It's my love for the cascarones.
Yeah.
Love it.
Don't break it over anyone's head, though. Just a safety tease out there for everybody.
Yeah, it's also a little heavy.
Yeah.
Hi, Larry.
Hello.
All right, so we always talk about UTSA's football program, and obviously they're an amazing team, but hey, their baseball team is now getting some props.
Yeah, skipper Pat Hallmark has the Roadrunners baseball team trending in the right direction. How about this? The baseball team is nationally ranked for the first time in program history, and Live Golf League and PGA Tour golfers are meeting up at the Masters coming up.
I've been gone for like 2 months, so to be back and to see my family, my friends, I'm happy to be home.
210 Bam is back, and his fans lined up to see him today in Big Board Sports. The Spurs playing shorthanded is something we've heard all season long, sort of like a broken record, just going round and round. Yesterday at the Kings, the Spurs didn't have Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, or Jeremy Sohan. That's 3 starters and a combined 51.5 points sitting on the bench. But going without those guys didn't hurt them because several players had career games. Julian Champagnie scored a career-high 26. Don Barlow picked up his first pro double-double with 12 points and 10 boards. Trey Jones had a triple-double with 17 points, 11 helpers, and 10 rebounds. And Doug McDermott, the only guy over 30 of the players that I mentioned, scored 30 to help the Spurs shock the Kings 142-134 in overtime.
They've been busting their butts all year. You know, we don't have that many wins. And they play hard like this every night. And tonight we shot it pretty good, made some good decisions. So happy for all of them.
We've had a lot of in and out injuries, a lot of guys in the lineup, out of the lineup, and I think it just shows that we're staying locked in, we're staying prepared. The coaches are still coaching us hard. We haven't won a ton of games, but we're definitely we're doing it the right way. We're playing the right way, and we're playing Spurs basketball.
Spurs are back in action tomorrow night at 9 at the Phoenix Suns. Augusta National Golf Club is ready to host the Masters, golf's first major this season. Tiger Woods played a practice round today with Rory McIlroy, Fred Couples, and Tom Kim. Tiger has completed in just one official PGA Tour event in more than 7 months and just wants to pretty much play majors. Woods was seriously injured in a car wreck in February 2021 and says his body just can't handle a lot of golf. And the Masters is the first time many members of the Live Golf League and the PGA Tour have competed in the same tournament since the 150th Open Championship in July. Live golfer Dustin Johnson says, it's just another week for him.
This week's all about Augusta, so it has nothing to do with where you play at. But guys that are here, they play all around the world. So not everybody just plays on one spot. So for me, but yeah, like I said, all my buddies are still my buddies. Enjoy seeing them. It's nice to see a lot of the guys because I haven't seen them that much. So it should be a great week and looking forward to it.
And how about this? Corey Connors rolled into Augusta with a new pair of boots after winning the Valero Texas Open Sunday by one shot at 15 under par. He's confident as he gets ready to chase his first green jacket.
I think regardless of the outcome today, I was going to go into next week with a lot of confidence. I've been working hard and I feel like things are, everything's rounding into where I want it to be. But getting the win here today definitely boosts that confidence a little bit. It's a place that I love to play, and really, looking forward to next week. It's going to be great, and obviously, lots of confidence in the game.
Connor's best finish at the Masters came last year when he tied for 6th. It's a proud day for UTSA baseball because they are nationally ranked for the first time in program history, moving up to number 24 in Baseball America. They are 23-6 overall and 8-1 in Conference USA and broke into the top 25 following a weekend sweep of Western Kentucky. They're also number 27 per the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association and number 23 in perfect game. UTSA will play in Incarnate Word tomorrow night at 6:30, then head to Charlotte for a 3-game series starting Thursday. In the Bigs tonight, the Orioles won at the Rangers 2-0. Texas was one hit, taking their first loss of the season. And in Houston, the Tigers lead 7-5 in the 11th inning. 2-10 BAM aiming to become a 2-division champion after the break.
It's fight week. It's the best week of the whole camp. The last few days before the actual fight. So just cutting weight, make weight Friday. Come Saturday night, we're going to shine.
Oh, young man definitely knows how to shine. Jesse Bam Rodriguez is back in San Antonio, and today he held a meet and greet at O'Reilly Auto Parts on South Zamora Street. Fans lined up to take pictures and to get his autograph. Jesse is 17-0 and currently holds a WBC Super Flyweight title. Bam will be headlining and fighting for the vacant WBO World Flyweight title Saturday night against Mexico's Christian Gonzalez.
I expect him to bring a fight. It's his first world title, his first opportunity to change his life. So I know he's going to come with everything, but so am I. I know winning a second world title in another division, that's making history in San Antonio. So come Saturday night, I'm going to make sure I make that happen.
Yeah, the fight's Saturday night at the Boeing Center at Techport. To get tickets for the fight, go to BoeingCenterTechport.com and go BAM.
Should be quite the event.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go BAM.
Go BAM.
Thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back after this. Viva Fiesta's right. Yes, Fiesta season's here, and this is being called the biggest savings in Fiesta history, and it's only happening tomorrow. So you have a chance to get a discounted wristband.
Yeah, for the carnival. Again, it's tomorrow only. You're going to be able to get a wristband for just $15, which would save you more than half off.
And we have all the information that you need to get one of these wristbands, along with the Fiesta Carnival schedule. It's posted for you right now over on KSAT.com.
I'll have my first medal giveaway on Thursday. Stay tuned for more details. We'll have that on air and online. Anyway, tomorrow, a gray start to the day, but warm and humid at 70 degrees. Then by noon, we're at 83, a high temperature of 92. Notice that 10% chance of a shower or storm, but those chances significantly rise into Thursday and Friday. Really feeling like fall. In the 50s most of the day Thursday and Friday with widespread intermittent rain lasting into early Saturday.
By the way, I took your medal home and my daughter loved it.
Good, thank you.
We got the Sloan thumbs up.
The Sloan of approval.
Good night.